All right. Well, as Trace just mentioned, we are awaiting the White House press briefing to begin any moment now, as Vice President Pence is currently on the ground on the right-hand side of your screen in Texas, even rolling up his sleeves to help out 2 days after the president paid a visit there. So how is the Trump administration responding to Harvey? Richard Fowler, radio talk show host and Fox News contributor, is here, and Kristin Tate, contributor to The Hill. Kristin, I'll start with you first. As we continue to watch the vice president on the ground there, we saw him picking up the mess and jumping right in along with his wife Karen to help out. Really some nice moments in all of this.
Yeah, no, I'm so happy to see Pence doing that. I think the Trump administration has done a phenomenal job dealing with this crisis, offering support, doing anything they can to help Houston and the surrounding area. Texans certainly appreciate that. They appreciate the aid. But here's the thing. There tends to be a mindset down here in Texas that the government is not the solution to all of life's problems. So while federal aid and while leadership from the highest levels of government is great, Texans are doing a lot more to help other Texans than any federal government agency ever could. People down here tend to be very independent, hardworking people. They know how to help each other out. It's beautiful to see. I'm a proud Texan, and I think the rest of America can kind of take a page from the Texas playbook.
And Richard, before I go to you, I want to point out that this is the Baptist Hospital in Beaumont, Texas. The evacuations continue to be underway there. Nearly 200 patients, the hospital put out publicly that they had to evacuate the entire hospital and get these patients to safety. They no longer had clean drinking water or usable water in general. And we have been seeing doctors, nurses, military loading up those patients one at a time and bringing them to safety. That is a live look at one of the helicopters. I don't know if there are multiple helicopters involved. I would assume so. But that is one that just took off with the patient. As you can see, to my point, there's another one. So they are continuing to evacuate that hospital in Beaumont, Texas. Richard, stories like this, it's hard to believe this is still happening and these people are still in danger.
That is the hard part. And I've lived through one of these storms. I lived through Hurricane Andrew, which is almost a couple of decades ago, 1990. In the 1990s, it happened in Miami. And my mom is a registered nurse and a critical care nurse at that. So I know what some of those doctors and nurses are going through, because my mom would be the nurse that would stay overnight and stay throughout the storm and take care of patients. So big shout out to all the nurses at Belmont Baptist Hospital and all the nurses and doctors throughout the Texas area who are working sometimes 16, 18, 24-hour shifts to make sure that their patients stay safe. And big shout out to the families and the sacrifice that those families are making, because their mom and dad probably aren't there because they're at the hospital taking care of patients. So I think that sometimes those stories are never told and those stories are lost, but they're not forgotten by me and they're not forgotten by countless of Americans who are very thankful for their service and their work. So
it's a fair point and great perspective on that. And Kristin, we've got to leave it there. I'm being told, sorry guys, breaking news. We've been getting to so many of these live pictures, and we are. If you could, though, by the way, stick around for us. That would be very helpful because we're awaiting that White House press briefing to begin. Vice President Mike Pence is on the ground, and I will let you guys know again that we are awaiting that White House press briefing any moment now. We will go to that when it begins. But Kristin Tate, if you could shed some more light on this moment and the administration's handling of all of this, I expect that we'll hear something from Sarah Sanders on that in just a moment.
Oh, absolutely. The nation is watching Houston in awe right now. I'm actually from Houston, and we're seeing people there who have lost everything. They have nothing to their names anymore, but they have their family. They have their friends. They are so thankful to just be alive and have each other. We have seen so much heart and spirit coming out of this city, and I think it really represents the best of America. The Trump administration, they've been doing a great job. It's so nice to see Mike Pence down there, leading by example. This is what America is all about. This is what Texas is all about, and I'm so proud of Houston.
All right, Kristin Tate and Richard Fowler, we thank both of you for joining us and chiming in.